Hi is back on Drama CD, the place where stories hidden behind the scenes finally find their voice. This time, it's not just rumors or fan whispers, but a heartwarming story that fills the heart and makes it hard to hold back tears. A simple yet meaningful habit between Wang Yibo Xiao Zhan that has been hidden from the camera's attention until now has been revealed. A secret video call that bridges their hearts. Imagine this. When the stage lights go out and the cheers of the audience are reduced to an echo, the two seemingly strong and perfect figures return to being ordinary people. Wang Yibo, sitting tired in the corner of a hotel room, and Xiao Zhan, perhaps just removing his makeup after a long day. Distance separates them, schedules separate them, but a small screen becomes the most honest meeting space. Late at night, when the world feels silent, the call connects. No script, no professional camera, just the bare faces. The tired smiles that slowly appear, the eyes that sparkle when they see each other, as if to say, "Finally, I'm home." For them, home isn't a place, but a presence. Fans who learned of this story couldn't hold back their tears. Not because of the sensation, but because of its simplicity. Amidst their popularity, they chose the most human way to stay close. A video call, small talk, and comfortable silence. Something that felt so real and sincere. During the call, Wang Yibo might ask softly, "Have you eaten?" A simple question, yet filled with concern. Xiao Zhan smiled, nodded in response, or perhaps even joked to lighten the mood. It was small things like this that became a buffer when the outside world felt too noisy. Often, warm laughter broke out between them. Laughter that wasn't feigned, laughter born of a sense of security. For a moment, they forgot their status, demands, expectations. All that remained were two hearts that understood each other without the need for many words. There were also nights when the exhaustion was too much to hide. Eyes droopy, voices slightly hoarse. But instead of pulling away, they lingered on the call longer. As if each other's presence was the most effective remedy for the accumulated fatigue. For fans, this story was like a small ray of light amidst doubt. For so long, many have wondered whether the bond was real or just an illusion constructed by acting. But the story of this video call answers in the most tender way. True intimacy doesn't require a big stage. The call became a safe space, a place where they could be themselves without fear of judgment. There was no media spotlight, no harsh comments. Just two faces on a screen, sharing their day, their feelings, their silence. There might have been nights when they just looked at each other without saying much. But in that silence, there was a deep understanding. It was like saying, "I'm here," without needing to say anything. And that's precisely what made fans cry with joy. Because anyone can pretend in public, but only those who are truly connected choose simplicity behind the scenes. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan show that closeness isn't always pretentious, but always honest. This story spread from fan to fan, reinforcing those who believed. Every little detail was spoken with emotion, not to judge, but to celebrate a sincerity rarely seen. There was a warm feeling spreading when imagining them ending the call with smiles. They wished each other good night, wished for sweet dreams, and then stared at the screen as it slowly darkened. But the feeling of closeness remained. Beneath all the speculation, what was most touching was the fact that they chose to be there for each other. Not with big words, but with consistency. With time. With small gestures that meant everything. Fans around the world felt like they were witnesses. Witnesses that behind the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry, there was still room for a genuine relationship. A space that couldn't be taken over by gossip or ruined by rumors. As time passed, this story didn't fade. Instead, it grew stronger in the hearts of fans. Every little detail felt like a mosaic piece that completed the bigger picture of a warm relationship. They didn't need to announce anything, because that simple act spoke louder than 1,000 words. There were moments when the internet connection weakened, the picture froze, the sound cut out. But even amidst these interruptions, they continued to wait. They didn't rush to hang up, they didn't look for a replacement. That small act of patience symbolized how precious their time together was, even if only through a screen. Sometimes, the video call witnessed trivial stories about funny incidents on set, about the excessively cold weather, or about the simple meal they had just eaten. These ordinary things made the relationship feel real and close to everyone's lives. Fans imagined Xiao Zhan listening intently, or Wang Yibo smiling slightly when hearing a story he might already know. Yet he listened, as if every word was new and important. Therein lay an intimacy that was hard to explain. The night wore on, but the call didn't want to end. There was a reluctance to say goodbye, as if tomorrow were still too far away. The seconds before the screen hung up were the quietest, yet also the most meaningful. On the other side of the world, fans felt the same emotional vibration. They didn't just idolize each other, but they shared that warmth. This story serves as a reminder that genuine feelings can transcend distance, language, and time. Many have said that this story gives them strength. That if two people in such busy worlds can maintain closeness, then there's still hope for everyone. A quiet yet powerful message about effort and sincerity. And perhaps, another night, that video call will reconnect. With the same smile, the same care, and the same unchanging feelings. The world may move on, but that small space on the screen remains a place of home. There, this story lives on, not as an exaggerated legend, but as a human story of togetherness. A story that makes fans shed tears, smile, and believe that true warmth always finds its way. This story of a secret video call isn't about claims or proof. It's about feelings. About how two people found a way to stay close even though the world tries to separate them. And perhaps that's why so many cried tears of joy. Because in the midst of this story, they saw hope. Hope that sincerity still exists, that true bonds are still possible. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, in their own ways, remind us that love, in any form, often lives in the simplest things. On a small screen, in a soothing voice, in the question, "Have you eaten?" High on the Drama CD channel will continue to bring stories like this. Stories that don't always sound loud, but resonate deeply in our hearts. And tonight, we all go home with a warm feeling, believing that what is sincere is never truly hidden.